Dragons, dragons, dragons. That's what we've got on offer today here on Here Be Dragons. Here on Long Lost Lore.
Nice.
Here on your computer. Hi, my name is Philip, and I'm the Dragon Master of said game, Here Be Dragons. And I'm ensconced by 4 of our 5 dragons. Roar hello, dragons.
Hello, dragons.
Oh, dragons. Hey, Philip, I need to tell you right now.
Okay.
Something is up with the background on our. It is.
Oh, yeah. That's not a huge deal. That's just I said it when Jed wasn't here, so I hadn't done the 5 screen yet.
I figured that would upset you if we got 20 minutes in and you noticed.
You know, that I actually tend to notice. But I appreciate it. Well, how's everyone doing after 2 weeks, or in Jed's case, more, on account of the last time I saw you, Jed, was for the strange lore game you played in. It wasn't even as Lord Buku. Right. The last time I saw you. Speaking of last times I saw people, this is the Lost Taverns, and I say Lost Taverns because it really, really looks like it says Lost Taverns, even though it's Caverns. I just like to point that out.
Terrible typography.
But here is the Lost Caverns set. So far, we have found the symbol of dwarven hammers. We found the symbol of an underground giant spider. What will we find in box 3, Philip asks. Well, let's find out now. Giving our players more time to put their stuff together. Ooh, yet another style. I think there will be 3 styles in this 24 window set. This one is a super glittery kind of oh wow, I wonder if you'll be able to see this at all. This is it's really, really glittery with a gemstone.
Oh yeah, I see it. It's a crystal, yes.
A crystal.
I like that.
A D10. Nice. The first roll with this D10 is a 5. So far.
Perfectly balanced.
Perfectly balanced crystal. I also was really trying to show this off, but you can almost see the purple color. This is a very deep purple color, but it's hard to see.
Oh, that's cool. Silver, yeah. Ooh, the spider.
The spider symbol's cool, and then hey, who doesn't like a good, dwarven hammer situation? So, I don't know. That's just something we do here. Sometimes we open dice. And by we, I mean I. I'm so glad to have you here, players. A lot has been happening here in the Here Be Dragons verse.
I mean, it's all the Schaefer-verse, right? That's what everything is. We should just start referring to that.
I wouldn't.
The SVU.
I would never put my name on it. That's like. What, are you kidding? No, I would never do that. I'd call it some other thing. I don't like when people put I don't want anyone calling it the Feige-verse.
Well, no, it's not the Feige-verse, but
that's what it is. It is the
Flaniverse.
Yeah, but it's not. They're not even in the same universe. That really bothers me.
No, it does.
That term is wrong. Speaking of terms that are wrong, let's talk about what happened in our last game. Our dragons managed to take a rest. While they slept, Lagok might have fought a giant monster. They also met... Oh, Tongart did meet a rather important character named Blue Worm.
Oh, that's right.
Who was a purple worm named Blue Worm, and whose world was destroyed by everything Tongart said. Blue Worm was everything Tongart would say. Blue Worm was very confused, and
you really should give Jed a preview, like a little bit of a.
Oh, Blue Worm is the best cameo.
Tongart would just say something, and Blue Worm would go, "What? What the fuck? What? What?" The purple worm was saying all of this. Monstrosity.
Pretty much
purple worm. And Tongart was like, "What's your name?" And said "I'm Blue Worm." And he said, "Oh, so you're a purple worm." "What? I'm not blue? What the fuck? What?"
It was
Blue Worm had
it was a productive conversation.
And yes, and when Lagok killed a Spinosaurus, a giant sort of monstrosity, that apparently had been a friend of Blue Worm. So, sorry, Blue Worm. In any case, you also did find a lair that used to belong to a sphinx, and you found what you think were some like rough drafts of riddles.
Oh yeah.
You took those with you. Also, oh, this is important, Lord Buku. This applies to everyone, so all of you know have this. But in reward for help, basically in reward for getting your patron laid, you have all been granted the invocation of beast speech, so you all can cast speak with animals at will.
Oh,
so there you go.
Cool.
So now your entire group is able to talk to animals. I don't necessarily suggest you do so, because animals are often very just kind of like, some of the stuff they think is very, like, you're gonna, man, it's like some opinions you didn't want to hear. Especially about other animals. It gets rough. Don't ask ants about bees. That's all I'm gonna say. But you guys, you have that. You debated various places you could go, but you ultimately decided that you would then head back to Wuther to get into the area where you first made the deal, to see if you could determine how much time was left on the deal. As you drew closer, Shiroko appeared. Shiroko, for those longtime viewers, hasn't been seen since I think episode 6 or something of this game. Is the air elemental major domo of Bill Bluster, who sort of came, said, yes, we sent these items here. It's been a while, and informed you that because the wind speed in Bill Bluster's domain in Wuther determines the time, you had a year and a day. You now only have a month left on your contract, so you will need to probably get moving on your quest to stop Isora the Tempest Mother, or at least that's where things started. Then Shiroko noticed some of the impressive items you were now sporting. He noticed the Ring of Wenha and the Amulet of Planar Travel, and then was extremely surprised to see the Sword of the Gales, and at first was like, oh wow, like maybe I shouldn't even tell Bill Bluster about this. Oh, this is so fun, because like the fact that you... And then Shiroko suddenly stopped and said, no, actually, you guys need to come back with me now and talk to Bill Bluster this instant.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
XigXag.
I don't know.
XigXag had a feeling of, I wonder if we could get out of the deal by giving Bill Bluster this sword. And Tongart, with a very high roll in, I think, XigXag had some preposterous, like 7 match something earlier to like know that it had been a Sphinx's hideout where you guys took a rest. And
a really important thing.
But yeah, it was the most important roll of all. But Tongart had a very high roll about Shiroko, and suspected that Shiroko's sudden change was a realization that though you dragons are very powerful, you could easily die in Immersturm when you fought the Tempest Mother, and that would mean if you took that sword there, she would have her very important weapon back, thereby being strengthened. And suddenly Shiroko's like, never mind, you guys need to come speak to Bill Bluster now. And that is where we left things.
Oh, and don't forget about the humans are not being.
Well, that is true. Yes. I think that the last beat was that Tongart suspected that XigXag's trading plan could not work, but XigXag pointed out, and then we did some rolls of remembrance of stuff. Again, this is back in like sessions like 7 and 8. That the whole reason that you guys made a deal with Bill Bluster in the first place is he has effectively like a mech suit. He has something called the Immortal Warrior. It is a large construct that is lethal to dragons. And he basically said, I'll give it to... It's an artifact. If you do this thing for me, I'll give it to you. If you don't do this for me, I'm going to give it to those humans I hear have invaded your world. I bet they'd really like that. The problem, or the new factor here, as XigXag pointed out, is perhaps Bill Bluster knows that those humans are gone. Perhaps the tide is already turning in Wyrmloth. You, of course, don't know the deal in Wyrmloth. You're not sure of what's going on there, but...
I'm not quite sure.
If that... So it's kind of like you're coming into potentially a negotiation without all the information, but...
Without all the information, but enough of a sense.
What? But
perhaps...
But we do know... But we do know enough to know that, we know enough.
We don't know.
Status quo has changed.
All we know though, like all we know is that those humans aren't in Wyrmloth anymore, right? We don't
Yeah.
know who amongst them have lived or died.
No,
know
we
that
just
they
know
killed
they're
the
not.
pharaoh because
Yeah.
You know they
we
killed
were
Pharaoh.
able to
You,
get
you
out.
also don't know if they all got stuck there. Maybe some were able to go back. You have no idea. But at
Yeah.
this point, we're just going to go ahead and jump into the game now because that is kind of that recap takes us to this moment.
Can I
Yes, of course, please.
just one quick clarification? Our previous deal with Bill Bluster was we kill his mother, he gives us this huge construct thing.
Or
And
we give
part-
him something to kill his mother.
Yeah, it's either we kill his mother or remove the basically the thing that is stopping him from killing him.
There is a
Understood,
curse
understood.
upon him that he cannot kill his mother.
Right.
Those are the two.
Right.
Those are the two success.
Yeah.
Okay. And then the last. Oh man, we could have just used the wish for that. I bet.
Well, we got. I mean, we
Each
did
one of
get
you
out.
has one wish.
Well, yeah. Remember, we all
we
have
do?
wishes now because we're
Each
all
one of you has
dragons
a
of
single
Wenha.
wish because you're dragons of Wenha.
Yeah, so be careful what you say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Try not to say the word wish.
Right,
Chat
right,
help me
right.
out with that, by the way. If you ever hear one of them say
Oh,
wish,
what did I
don't
say
catch
last
it.
one? When you W upon a star?
When you dub upon a star.
Yeah, it's like
So we could. So okay. So wow, we got some options here. Okay.
yeah.
Great. Oh well then.
it's like
if
saying
that's
it's not
the
like saying
case-
it's like that's no. Go ahead, never mind. It's
Oh,
like a weird
Dragon
dumb joke.
Master.
Yes.
My the only kind we tell, isn't it? Can we would I know if we could wish Bill Bluster's curse away?
Ooh.
And if not,
Mhm.
do you think that would be worth a daily commune? To find out.
I think it would absolutely be. You can make an Arcana roll for a guess, but if you would like to contact Wenha to do so, you have not communed this day.
I mean, I prefer just to make the roll if that's possible. But,
Make the roll. Yeah, leave that for later. So
wait,
making
What is that?
that would be Arcana, or that would be adding your Arcana to your Analyze because Jesus. So it's just nothing. Regardless of what happens, it's 10 dice and you get to change one to something of your choice.
Okay.
Unreal.
That's
Oh,
what
good.
it is.
I don't have enough. Don't
D8s.
think I have enough dice.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love this game. Cool.
Oh God.
10 dice.
Any way that is sliced, that's 10 dice.
Anyway, it's sliced.
And I get to change one die, you
You get
said?
to change one after the fact.
That's
Got
10
you.
dice.
Well, in that case, that would be a
Dice and dice.
4th degree success of coinage,
Ooh.
along with a 2nd degree success in both talisman and weapon.
When it comes, we'll mainly focus on the coinage. Perhaps if there's a secondary point, we'll go to talisman or weapon. For the coinage, though, that is security. That's what we're going to mostly sort of go here. The sort of a state of like feeling like this. You, from what you've read and what you understand of wishes, there are things. The only things that sort of stop wishes are these like bigger ticket, powers greater than sort of like the pure conjurative nature of the wish. The fact that a wish cannot get you out of a domain of dread makes you suspect that wishes similarly cannot get you out of pacts with creatures sort of outside of the, like, anything within whatever sort of cosmology or theology that Wenha exists in, those wishes would work. And a wish could have a big impact, but the wish, the power of Bill Bluster's agreement, that similarly to the way that you're kept in a dreadland by this kind of incredible sort of fey magic, would supersede it. You can maybe adjust wishes with a wish, but you probably can't just cancel them outright. Or you can probably adjust an agreement with an archfey through a wish or maneuver somehow, but you could not cancel it outright.
Right. Well, I wasn't talking about our agreement with Bill Bluster. I was thinking more the curse upon him. We could if we would be able to wish the curse away.
I am so sorry. That would depend entirely on who made the curse and how
Understood.
old that worked. But because that is you don't actually know the details and he has not shared them. But if you would like to ask him, if you say we have a wish for that, he might be open to that.
Understood.
It would depend on
It's
the
all-
circumstances of how it happened.
And it's all relative based on the power of the effect we're trying to cancel
If the curse
versus our power.
Yes, if the curse was like a low level thing that was just done and they're just both stuck in it, that's one thing. If the curse I did say it was warded through ancient magic, so that is a little bit more of a toss up. But it might be possible. And you have become more powerful dragon, so it's perhaps plausible you could simply get him out of that and be done with this entirely.
And our strength is still relative to the treasure that we hold.
Your strength is still relative to the treasure that you hold, and your strength is good.
No, we said you changed that.
Oh, that's right. Ha! Yeah. Now your strength is just your strength is just growing in a more like milestone-y way because you're no longer dragons of Wyrmloth, whose strength is tied to
Oh
your wealth.
no!
Yeah. Now your
And
strength
our
is-
treasure, we can finally just sell this
Yeah, you
all
can
this junk.
if you
Don't have to carry it around.
That's right. You're
Turn it
both
into
open to selling
Bitcoin.
stuff and
Bit
also
treasure.
That's right. I'm so sorry. I had forgotten the key thing that happened in this game. Yes, you are no longer
I don't like that at all.
in other words, your power is like
Your power
44
is
sessions.
within.
Your power is big. I don't have a level for you, but if it were D&D,
That's
you're
great.
level 13 or something. You're up there. Yeah,
No complaints. I'm
cool.
perfectly content with this. All this information seems good. Well, if you all are ready, I feel like negotiations are at hand, and that we shall come out of this in a better situation than we started.
Okay.
I mean, that's not normally how it works, but I'm hopeful for a first time.
Yeah. Well, we'll see.
So
Maybe
as
it's okay.
Shiroko sort of hovers and says, "Yes, come back and see Bill Bluster now. Please."
I had forgotten how unpleasant that voice is.
Oh, well, this might
much
not
less
even be the voice. I don't fully remember. This was a minor character.
Well, yes, the voice is quite major, however. But yeah, let us.
Indeed. Now, Bill Bluster's voice, I remember it.
Do what
It
we
is
do.
not pleasant. So you guys are going to fly up to the castle in the sky?
Or we could just teleport to Wyrmloth.
Yeah, you could. Your Bill Bluster, like if it, there
Can we
could-
huddle?
A strong storm could be raised to kind of like make it hard for you to flee into the fairylands, but you do have an amulet of interplanar travel, so if you wanted to escape and not go talk to Bill Bluster now, you could. It sounds to me like Lord Buku is saying, "Cool, let's go," and beginning to fly up.
Well, my understanding was that was what the group desired. Am I incorrect in that assessment?
We haven't really made a decision.
Oh.
Fine either way. Do we need to discuss it, or should we just follow our diminutive leader?
Yeah, I
Small
mean,
in
if we
stature,
can,
big in heart.
Exactly, my friend.
I mean, a lot has changed since we made this agreement.
Do we
So
need to
maybe
huddle?
we can. I mean,
know
we can
not-
talk it over.
Without having talked to any of you about this previously, but it seems to me we are in an incredible position of strength as far as negotiation. I would imagine, Alon, you of all people would be would fully recognize, how strong our position is. The fact of the matter is that while we could continue our adventure as planned, and there is no downside for us, if we are to fail, which it presents significant risk to Bill Bluster, it only provides a negative for him, because we would then strengthen the hand of his adversary. However, we also have no desire for the reward that was previously offered, or I should say, it doesn't really benefit us other than by not having it with somebody else, right? So we should be able to negotiate, I would imagine, for some additional profits of some sort, or maybe even just a exchange to cancel the agreement altogether.
I'm down. I'm always down for changing retrofitting the deal, doing that thing you do with, interest rates, refinancing,
Yes, yes.
The only,
Okay,
if
well,
it were me though, I would probably just kill us and take the sword.
But he cannot until the agreement is nullified or
Right.
amended.
That's true. I forgot that was a clause. Yeah, no, I
Yeah.
feel like we are in a very strong position.
Well, it sounds to me that you guys want to negotiate, and I'm okay with that.
I mean, if we can get this agreement just
Cancel
dismissed,
the
that would be a
dismiss-
real boon
that,
for us.
That would be nice.
I really, given just our little experience with probably a lesser giant, I really don't want to go to an elemental airplane to find
Airplane.
one in her native environment.
Agree.
And
No, it just
she
seems like there's not a lot
She
of-
could be a perfectly nice lady. I mean,
Right, but
Also,
we
I
have to
just
kill
don't really
her.
like freaking being.
That's actually worse. I would rather her be awful if we have to kill her.
blackmailed. I just don't. I don't appreciate his tone, either.
Well, I'll be honest. I don't really enjoy getting in the middle of family squabbles. I feel like that's very
Yeah.
much not our position to be involved in.
you have a point there.
Shisha will probably say it's like a sad family that has squabbles in the first place.
Yeah.
And then she'll say, I'm on Elon's side, whatever he says.
Buku just kind of like side eyes Angart and XigXag, and then looks at the Buteros of a sad family and doesn't say anything, but just
Yeah. Family's not like ours. My dad never talked to
No,
me.
family's really important.
I just leaned to Buku. It's like, yeah, don't get involved in the family squabbles.
Yes. Yes, I don't know. I've never really heard of this refinancing, but I like this as a negotiation tactic. I'm more used to the imminent domain approach, but this is an interesting one. I can support this.
All right then, let's go.
All right, well, let's go see what the good old Bill Bluster has to say to us.
So, with our dragons,
Off that terrible joke.
our
Let's go.
dragons up, long, powerful sweeps of wings rising up through the windy area. It's a hard flight, but no rolls required to make it. You're again.
Nice to have wings again.
Yeah, at least you have wings again, and your wings are big, and you do all feel pretty strong. You're
I
bearing
feel mighty.
some powerful items and such things.
Feel very nimble.
Totally. And Lord Buku, you're still carrying that, battle standard of infernal power. I guess I will mention that when this deal ends, the following items would conceivably be going back to
Well, we would
Bloodluster.
negotiate that away. Oh,
I think
yeah.
the
Wait,
only
what
ones,
items?
the only what I mean, yeah. There's 2 tomes that you've already used. There's a shard of the Izarune. There's a battle standard of infernal power, that one that Lord Buku has, and then of course there's the bronze horn of Valhalla, which is probably the only one that you guys would care for sentimental reasons, just so you could keep your problematic barbarians around, because they're good in a fight but bad at a cocktail
But
party.
we also want
pretty close to the
Frank the imp, or whoever.
Yeah,
I
Franklin.
definitely feel like Frank's a part of the team now,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
that's definitely something worth holding
as
on
they're
to.
flying up,
He's
you
the
do
mascot.
just in his kind of abyssal language, understood only by Elon, just saying,
You bastards, I hate you all so much, you stinking, filthy monsters. Oh, someone kill. I hope they die today. I hope it's today they die. Oh, I will be so happy if today is the day they all fucking die.
I cast Speak with Animals and said, Frank, stop being too generous right now.
Frank will say, actually, wait, I'll roll for this.
I'm glad he's been upset with Franklin, and now we're calling it's not his name. We've been calling him Franklin, and now we're down to Frank.
I have a match. I'm just going with this.
I'm not even an animal. You're a master. You're a master spellcaster, a master of Arcana. How do you not even know this wouldn't work? You fucking
What's
idiot.
up? What's he saying there, Buku?
Franklin's just the cutest. He's just talking about how amazing we all look right now in our normal dragon forms.
When you're
Frank,
in the
this
abyss,
is-
I'm gonna eat your eyeballs.
Wow. I'm glad you're coming around and being part of the team there, Frank.
yeah, it's nice to have you on board,
Yes.
Frank.
Frank is just so
What the you
cute,
fucking
isn't he?
understand me, you asshole?
Oh yes, you are so cute. Oh, little Frank.
He's just glaring at Ellen.
You know what I'm saying. I see what's around your head. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck all of you.
This
really-
invocation, to be able to speak with animals is just so
Oh,
fantastic.
He's adorable.
Hey, buddy, I get it. Like I'm your okay, listen. I'm your friend. Okay, like
Oh my
we're.
God. I would willingly
Well, you
serve a
know-
devil at this point. Holy fuck. Unholy fuck. Demon.
So as you guys, I'm your friend, says Elad. You guys fly up to Bill Bluster's castle. Poor Franklin. Upon arriving there, it is a castle in the clouds. If we sort of remember this, it's like there's
I like
this-
to go there in my sleep. Really.
There you go. All right, there's no floors you have to sweep, which is nice because he's got elementals to do that. There is a drawbridge which is currently lowered. The castle sits on like a dark storm cloud, and you've been here before. As you all swoop in, you do notice there are these two massive. If you remember Sturm and Drang, the two massive storm hounds. If you remember, they're sort of like in the hall, and as they see you, there's like some barking. But Shiroko ahead is saying, calm yourselves, both of you. And Sturm and Drang sort of stop and but are growling at you all as you sort of land. And Shiroko says, wait here, gentle dragons. I shall inform Lord Bluster of your arrival, and soon you can come and speak to him. Shiroko drifts around a corner. If there's any last conversations you'd like to have, we can. Otherwise, we can sort of, if you wait a few moments. Shiroko.
I just sniff everything around. Sniff the dog. Sniff.
The dogs
anything.
are sniffing you back, and there's a real whatever vibe. But eventually, the doors open again, and Shiroko says, "Dragons, Bill Bluster, His Eminence, the Archfey himself, is prepared to speak with you." And you, sort of are ushered forward, and once again, it only feels like a few months to you, but apparently this was kind of like a year ago, almost. You see this just massive giant form made of storm clouds, but there is also like a solidity to him. There's a sort of, his brow is this just constant kind of storm front of dark gray cloud with lightning flashing within it. He's kind of sitting on that throne that you saw him in last. And as he just looks at you, he kind of says, "Well then, look who's back, without having accomplished their mission. Even so, I'm surprised. I figured you might have been killed already in your attempts. How goes it with your quest against my mother? What news do you have of her?"
Buku will bow very low and with as much pomp and circumstance as possible.
Sure.
And use every honorific he can when addressing Bill Bluster. He'll basically say, Archfey Lord Bill Bluster, master of the cloud domains. We have returned, yes, without having finished the task, but without doubt still endeavoring to complete it. We have no doubts that we shall be successful. However, asking for some clarifications, having spoken with your major domo, we appear to apparently our presence was required or requested. A look to the major domo as like asking for him to kind of.
Bill Bluster says, "You know why you've been brought up here. Beyond just my wish for a report, looks like you've come across something rather important to the situation. Show it to me."
Gesture to XigXag. She has the sword.
Ooh.
Where in the 9 storms did you find that?
Well, that's a long story. Maybe he should tell it. Point at
Perhaps.
Buku.
I would say that probably the easiest way to say it was we found it in the 10th storm.
What?
Exactly. It's nowhere where anyone would have.
No
expected
more
it.
tricks. Where was it? Where was it hidden?
In a pyramid.
A pyramid.
Pyramid.
I have been
Yep.
scrying for this thing for
And
longer
there
than
were
you've all
some
been
purple
alive.
clouds and stuff like that. I'm pretty sure that it.
Oh. Oh, I see a 10th storm. It was in a dreadland. You made it out of a dreadland.
Yeah, we had nothing to it.
Not as incompetent as we might appear at first.
Well, even so, I can't have you taking that to my mother. Leave it here and continue on your mission.
Unfortunately, I believe our agreement was to incapacitate or
Oh.
your mother. So
Compensate you for its value. Greedy dragons like you. I know all you care about is treasure. You'll have more than the immortal warrior.
Actually, we are not that much into treasure anymore. We just had a think about it, and it's like, oh, well, this junk that you're just carrying around, it's really not worth it. It's like
Very
rather have a
funny.
sword that's actually useful than all this stuff. I really am.
What's
Well, it
your
does
angle,
seem-
dragon?
It does seem like, if we were to go attack your mother, that having a weapon that would make that the success of that outcome more likely is more beneficial to us than any sort of potential treasure you're about to offer us.
No, that weapon
Yeah, that-
will
that
not help
is-
you, not against her. She'll be able to wrest control of it, possibly even while you're holding it. I could use it against her, but I can't raise my hand against her. That's why you're in. If I...
do you mind if I ask what exactly is the details of that you can't rest that against her?
that I can't attack my mother.
Yes.
I'll
Seems a
phrase it.
peculiar sort of curse.
Oh, this old magic. The worst kind. Part of the magic what made me an archfey. I was meant to simply be an elemental titan like my mother. But in the formation of the fairylands, well...
Sorry, I'm trying to find the thing the name that I'm looking for in my massive notes. Oh yes.
French reference.
The Amber Oasis. That's where the deal was struck for me. I could have this power, I could violate everything, but they had to make me swear to one of the old ways. And that's the one what was chosen. Personally, I'd have preferred many other bindings in exchange for my powers. But no.
And honestly, why are you trying to kill your mother? I mean, it doesn't seem very, very healthy.
Family squabbles.
Because
Yeah,
she
man.
has what power I don't have. If she's dead, I've got it all. The power I've earned and the power I should inherit.
But that's not very nice to your mom. Yeah. I mean, seriously.
My mom doesn't deserve any kindness. If you think I'm cruel, you've never felt the merciless nature of the true Tempest. No. She deserves to die and I deserve to have everything, including that sword, but also the magic of her heart.
Mm.
But I can't let you give it back to her. That would ruin everything. Leave it here. You'll be compensated. Get on with your mission.
Well, Master Bluster, as much as we would like to, appease you and all, you do feel that there's at least some possibility that controlling this weapon will help us in our quest to subdue her in one way or another. And also, the more we've traveled in the world, I think the more clear it is how difficult such a task actually is. I don't know that it would really make sense for us to leave it with you without, as you say, proper compensation, but perhaps considering that you have zero faith in us completing this task and us failing would make her stronger, I'm wondering if there maybe isn't a better avenue for all of us involved.
Whatever you're going to say, dragon, say it then.
Well,
No
I'm just
games.
thinking out loud that, her without this sword makes her weaker. You holding it makes you stronger.
Indeed.
And so perhaps we made an agreement to end her life or allow you to end her life. Maybe we just amend it so that we could grant you this sword, thereby not making her stronger because we wouldn't die and gift it to her, making you stronger because you would get it, and in exchange, we would still be able to receive a commensurate reward.
Don't
I must
you want
also
your immortal
I must
warrior?
also say one more time.
Don't you want your immortal warrior, dragon? Don't you want to
Well,
keep it out of
listen.
the hands of them bipeds?
Yes, but-
Those biped. Never mind. Not big bite.
Yeah. The issue really is that the bipeds are no longer in Wyrmloth. So
He leans back and looks
our
at
need
Shiroko.
for this is not as important.
Shiroko begins to whisper just in his ear. Elon, since you can understand their sort of primordial language, I will let you attempt a listen roll. You will need a pretty good degree of a second degree of success. You won't hear anything. A third degree, you'll catch a couple words. Higher than that, you'd actually hear stuff. Just letting you know of that. Not even saying this is worth spending power. Just letting you know. You can tell from the tumult in
Gotcha.
the distance. It's going to be tough.
Yeah, that's great. Listen is under
It's under vitality.
physicality, vitality.
Vitality, the red vitality. Yeah.
Listen.
Listen, guys.
Oh.
The way he said, "Oh," I feel like it's good.
Um.
Oh yeah, you have 6 dice. This could be very good.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll take it. It's a triple weapon.
With triple weapon. Ooh. Oh, it's about combat. That's what they're talking about. This is perfect. Yes. You hear a few key words kind of whistled and howled in the sort of elemental what's the air dialect called? Terran is earth and Aquan is
Aaron.
Aquan, Terran, and Ignan, and I don't remember what it's like what
Aryan?
Arin maybe? It's what like Eric.
It's not Aryan. It's not
It's
Aryan.
not Aryan.
Yeah,
Nope.
it's not Aryan.
Arin.
Arin, Auran.
Different spelling.
Yeah. Air-en. We know what it was supposed to be, but yeah. Elon, the words that you hear are possible reports. You hear dragon counterattack and weakened invaders. These are the terms you're hearing.
Yeah.
Weakened
Just feels like
invaders.
the fundamentals have sort of changed.
Good point, Elon. I think that's actually a very nice way of phrasing that.
Still,
I know.
I could grant this to whoever remains of these invaders. It's not something you'd want getting out, is it?
Oh, well, I mean, no, nor would be the sword, would it?
I don't believe we're saying that it holds no value for us, but I think it's safe to say that the value is severely hampered. We'll still be happy to take it off your hands, but I think not nearly worth the entirety of what's being offered here.
Well, maybe if we cancel the contract and we get that suit, that would be fair enough for the sword.
No. I mean, I feel like obviously, the sword, both being a boon and a non-negative, I think, there's some additional stuff we can, negotiate for in here.
Certainly not.
Kind of the whole, like, it begins to rain in this room, kind of, cold rain spattering against your scales. Bill Bluster stands.
Sizzles on
starts
some
just,
of the
yeah,
fire
he sizzles against, against
I hold Franklin above
Tongard.
my head.
Bill Bluster stands and starts stalking about. You see those two hounds, the two, storm wolves are just kind of like circling behind you all. Bill Bluster's very angry. And of course he does seem, actually, Tongard, why don't you give me a read person on him?
Absolutely. Let's see. Oh, right. 6, 7. Well, I have 3 pair. Let's see which one I would like to turn a dragon die to be better. Hang on.
Sure.
We
Which one
got
feels
artwork.
a little happier?
I got artwork.
Happy little clouds.
We got
That's what you guys are looking
gemstone.
for
We
here.
got trinkets. Artwork, gemstone, trinkets.
I'll say that you're trying to think about his. I would probably say that. No, actually, each one of them has a
Yeah.
keyword that could be helpful, whether it's intention, obsession, or reminder, memory.
Let's go with gemstone. The obsession aspect of it really seems like that. So I'll turn the 1 die that wasn't paired up, this 2, into a 3.
Perfect.
So we have
Bill Bluster certainly would love to just kill you all and take the sword. But he's frustrated that he can't. But he definitely knows that he is now in a very weird situation. And he is probably pretty open to playing ball. I will tell you, however, Tongard, that there is a point at which he won't budge. Like he's... Bill Bluster he's a storm. So at some point he's just like, forget it, blow your house down. So there's a part of him that's like he does not want you to take that sword to his mother, but
Right.
if you try to go too much, he'll be like, forget it. He will he will stop negotiations until the new year. Like, he'll do it. He'll blow the whole thing up. He's a monster.
Compromise.
So I'll just then with that I'm just gonna lean in towards Buku, who's doing all the talking right now. It's like, so I'm just kind of picking up a little body language right now, and I think he's willing to make a deal, but I think we got to be careful. I think he's a real, like, you push me too far, deals off, no matter, you know what I mean? I just find that sweet spot of like leverage and pressure.
Just get us out of the contract so we don't have to go fight his mother.
Of course. Okay. Cool.
He turned.
I'll.
Yeah, go ahead.
He's kind of.
He's calmed down with his stomping, so you could say something. Sure.
All right. My great archfey, Bill Bluster, Lord and protector of these lands of these mystical lands, mystical lands, misty lands. Anyway.
I understand the wordplay you're attempting. Get on with it.
Right. Yes, of course. I don't mean to delay. I was going to say that we are not unreasonable, nor are we, despite our appearance as dragons and our how should you say it, reputation amongst others. We are not as greedy as we once were. Our desires have changed.
Is it possible?
It is strangely quite possible. Our bodies have been reborn, and we are not what we once were. What we would desire, above all, is no longer wealth. But I think...
I mean, no, to be clear, we really do like wealth. I mean, I just want to be very clear about our terms here.
That's more
I'm not saying that-
That's
I'm not
more
saying we
what I
don't enjoy
expect.
it, but I think more than even wealth at this point, what we would desire is power to change our fates and those of our people. And so while we, I believe, would still desire this dragon-killing monstrosity of a machine, but not for our own growth and wealth, but merely so that it cannot be turned against us in the future, our security. We would desire to maintain these items and gifts that you have already bestowed upon us, not so that we may again increase our hoard, but so that we may maintain the power we have thus far acquired and grown accustomed to. And I think if we were able to have, say, an additional such item for each of us, that would be all we would require. Something that could grow ourselves. In fact, these tomes which we have read and partaken, we would be more than happy to, exchange those back. But it is not much we require. All I'd say is that as an amendment to our agreement, and an additional agreement that neither one of us kills the other for, say, a year.
A year and
Simply
a
to
day.
guarantee our escape. Year and a day, of course. The day
There's a
is
custom
the
to
important part
these
of that.
things. The Sphinx in Amber has seen to that.
Old magic and all that, yes.
Sphinx?
The Sphinx and Amber, you
Say the
said.
Sphinx and Amber. Guys, no joke. The Sphinx and Amber is from before the stream started. I randomly rolled a Sphinx last week. We can say there's connections all we want. That's fun, but that's the real stars aligning. I'd forgotten all about the Sphinx and Amber and the Amber Oasis, and I'll tell you one thing about the Sphinx and Amber. This is a freebie. We'll say maybe Lord Boot go ahead and read this at some point. All of the other Archfey are referred to as an Archfey. The Sphinx and Amber is referred to as a primeval Fey.
Oh. Wow.
So, the point is...
So what you're proposing is you give me that sword.
Yes.
I let you keep what I've already loaned you and give you a bit more besides. I keep my immortal warrior here, out of the hands of those who'd mean Wyrmloth home. And we have no aggression for a year and a day.
And we don't have to kill your mom?
In
Yes,
this circumstance, we'd say the sword fulfilled the obligation.
That is almost precisely what I was thinking. I would, of course, like to confer with my compatriots to make sure they agree with this. There's one small addendum I might add is that
Well, we're in the solution space. I just want to be clear.
so true, right? Just brainstorming here.
Yeah, just freaking riffing,
Right.
my
So
God.
this immortal warrior, I don't think that we need it anymore. But there is that persistent thing of where would it go, since you were already willing to part with it, as long as it does not ever go to Wyrmloth. I think that we would be more than happy with this.
No. I can't make deals. When it's outside my control, I'll not be stung by such a thing. I'll not give it to any bipeds of Wyrmloth. I have no intention of getting rid of it now. It is quite valuable after all.
The sort of lightning flashes.
But I'll not be held to that. If I trade it to another Archfey, it's no longer my concern what happens to it.
Very well.
If
What
you
about-
want it, You leave the sword and find a way to kill my mother. Otherwise, you have far more than you deserve.
Cool. Well, this seems like a great start to the negotiation. Do you mind if we just have a little tete-a-tete over here to the side? And
You may. I haven't agreed to this, you understand? That was me
Understood, of
summarizing your points.
a good summary it was.
Go ahead
Dragons?
and speak, dragons.
He sort of sits down and Shiroko starts conferring. And in fact, those two, like, wolves, like, walk, like, between you, you know, kind of, like, separating you. These huge sort of store wolves just glaring. These kind of, like elephant-sized wolves just... And then they all kind of go over and...
Can I lick one of them?
Can you lick one of them?
Yeah, like for a taste.
I would say... Oh, no. Elan, where have you gone?
He did not like that question.
If you lick one, you are certainly welcome to lick one. I would say do it with a charm roll, though, just to see if maybe it's not taken as an aggressive act.
Oh, it's a very like dog-like lick. I'm not very charming, I'm afraid. Where is charm?
It's under the will, the green column.
hey, Vanguard, do you have a way to make sure they can't hear what we're saying? Or do we just talk really softly?
We just sort of talk real softly. We don't really have spells anymore, man.
Elon
I
does
got
have
nothing.
a means of that.
I'm
Got
really
nothing.
just like keeping you from dying. That's sort of my thing.
Got you. Which is incredibly helpful and valuable.
Well, no one's died yet.
You're doing a good job.
Okay, I'm not gonna lick the dog. I changed my mind.
Well, you already did it. You rolled for it.
Oh, I did it? Okay.
Well, okay. I suppose that as you go for, I'll tell you what, XigXag. I know this is also not your area. Do a, if you lick it, you're trying to be sort of charming. Make a detect vibe roll. I know it's the same sort of thing, so it may not be your primary area of expertise, but you can try that. Zoink.
Back.
Still got nothing.
Yeah, you're like this will be fine. And you do it, and the storm wolf kind of turns and snarls and sort of XigXag. Give me a dodge roll. That's under your coordination or evade rather. It's called. I'm so sorry. I just keep picking things you have 3 in. Very sorry, XigXag.
I got double gemstone.
I will say with a double gemstone, which in this case we will really lead into the harmony of it, just of your also with your obsession with licking things is what got you to this. But we'll say you are able to kind of get away, and Bill Bluster like will stum, and kind of the dog will, but the wolf will walk away, knowing that you licked it and being very upset about it. But yeah.
Elon, can you make it so they can't hear us when we're talking?
And Elon, to do that, I would say that would be 2 power to just kind of do that as like, that sort of spell.
Maybe I can. Maybe I can't.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I can do it.
I love it so much.
It'd be great.
No, I already did. It's done. It's done. I did it already.
You just kind of
Always so hard. Always so difficult. Anyway, hey, so what do you all think? I think we can get our.
I can live with it.
I mean, we can keep what we have and get more stuff. I think the other possibility was we probably could just keep what we have and maybe get the crazy machine, the dragon killing machine.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we have to give our stuff back to get that, but that's an option. The only thing I'm really concerned about is that in a year and a day, Bill Bless is going to find someone to sell this stupid monstrosity to, so that he can kill us.
If we kick all the bipeds out of Wyrmloth, it's not gonna be an issue.
I'll clarify what it sounds like he's saying is the year and a day package, just so you guys don't like directly go after each other. He is saying that if you make it a part of this deal, he cannot give this to someone who will use it to attack Wyrmloth.
Yeah.
Okay.
What he's saying, even after a year and a day, it's like it will be on it forever. That's why he's saying he can't put a term on it that it will never harm Wyrmloth. Because if he gives this to like some other archfey and they give it to some
I get it.
you know, deity, and that person gives it, like, he's not going to claim provenance of this thing forever. That's his whole point.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I mean, what does everybody think?
I think we should try to get a little bit more. Keep what we have. Maybe get one new piece of treasure. Because, you know, to like, as compensation for.
Don't push it too hard.
No. I'm actually okay. I think here's what we asked for. One new piece of treasure. We give up the sword. Contract's done.
And
There
I
we go.
get the pick of the treasure, what he's giving us, because I'm giving up the sword.
Okay. All right, that's fair.
Sure, XigXag, sure.
Yeah,
That's
no, it's we still share our
sure.
hoard, right?
Sure.
Apparently our bodies aren't all powerfully new. The greed is still strong in some of us.
Yeah, so we're not bound. Let me just sort of recap for myself here, just to make sure I understand what we're agreeing to.
It's
We would know-
complex.
We would no longer be bound to go deal with his mother or to help him. We're sort of
Yes.
backing
The
out. of that
contract
by-
is fulfilled. Yeah, the contract
Yeah,
is
we're
fulfilled.
giving him the sword. The sword fulfills our original agreement. We get to keep our items. They're no longer cursed,
Mm-hmm.
but we will
Yes.
maintain the sort of pact and non-aggression,
Mm-hmm.
where we can't directly act against him. He can't directly act against us.
Yes.
And he's not going to give that dragon killer to anyone that's going to. He won't give it to anyone who's going to attack Wyrmloth.
Yes.
I mean, that
Sounds
seems
good.
like a pretty
Let's
solid
accept it.
agreement to me.
And we get one more thing, yeah?
Yeah, that was part of it.
Okay.
All right. Well, I just wanted to make sure that we were all in agreement on this
Yeah,
before
I mean,
we.
If Bill
Jim
Bluster
Talon's
agree to
up.
that sounds
And
like
I think,
right.
yeah, and I think our best and our best and final is if he's not gonna budge and give us something extra, that's okay.
We agreed to that already, though. Didn't you?
Did you agree to that?
Yeah, I
No.
think he did.
No, I mean Philip had him say explicitly that he has not agreed to this. Like he was just summarizing what we were saying
Oh,
before we had this conversation.
okay.
did.
Well, let's see.
I did say that explicitly. Correct.
I would expect a counter offer to come in, but I think this seems like a pretty good framework that we can
Okay.
Yeah.
build around to some example. I think it's actually not asking. I mean, between us, I think these items that he's given us are but trinkets to him, and I think
Yeah.
whatever else we would take are but trinkets to him.
I
And
get the
the
sense.
sword is worth well more than that.
Yeah, I think that of everything we have, right, they're not one of a kind. That sword,
Right.
that dragon killer, those feel like they're one of a kind.
Mm-hmm.
Well, to be fair, there is only one Franklin, right, buddy?
Oh,
Oh my
coochie coo.
Someone.
Can't
Excuse
hear
me,
you,
Bill
bud.
Bluster.
Can't.
Do you understand Abyssal? I don't
It's-
make this deal with them. They're idiots.
The silence. No, the
No,
silence
adorable.
spell is breaking. We can't hear you
Don't
with
make
the
a deal with them.
silence.
Take me
No,
back,
the silence
please.
is. The silence isn't.
He's just so animated. He's so happy to be part of the team now.
life.
It's wonderful.
I know, right? Now
He's
it's official.
agony.
Now it's official.
Yeah.
All right. Great. Then let's conclude this. I think.
Yeah, because I think the important thing to stress here, just to reiterate what we said, is the important thing to stress is that, the losing the, the big suit of armor, the dragon killer would be unfortunate, but that's way less valuable to us than him losing the sword, right?
Oh, yes.
Do we
Absolutely.
right,
wanna, like-
way less.
Do we want to like
So-
put in just like a little sub agreement that like if in our journeys we happen to solve this original problem, that we can still come back to claim a reward, but that we're not beholden to do it. Like if we happen to clear it out, that we can come back for an additional reward.
I feel like
See,
we
now,
want to stay. I feel
I
like
like
we want
that.
to stay agile. You know, I feel like we want to just be able to like pivot.
Well,
Little
that's
bit.
what I'm saying.
I
I'm saying
just
we're not
don't
under an
see-
obligation to do it, but it's sort of like it's kind of like the like if you bring in a bounty, right? You don't have to go hunt that person, but if you do, you get a reward.
I mean, it feels
Yes.
a tiny bit complicated to me, but I'd
Well,
sort
I
of
feel
rather
like-
put our deal focus towards like acquiring a little bit extra so we come out, because we're giving up this very valuable, unique item. It'd be nice to be fairly compensated for that, and it feels like that's the space. I see what you're saying. Like, it would be good.
Well, I'm not asking for anything in lieu of. I'm just
Right.
saying this could be like an additional ask. You know what I mean?
What I think actually, Tonga, I agree with you, Alon, that we should be worried about the here and now. But I do feel like Tonga makes a good point in that one of the things we're trading with Bill is the possibilities, right? He's been holding on the possibility to get out of his curse, the possibility to find someone to kill his mother, and keeping that hope alive, I think would be important to him.
Oh,
Yeah.
actually,
as opposed
that's a
to
good point.
closing the door on that idea.
Okay,
That also
that's
might-
okay.
That's actually a good point, Puka. That might make him less inclined to act against even after the year and a day. But
Yeah,
I think we're
that's
going
a
to be
great.
I think we're going to be great neighbors, so I don't think he's going to want to attack us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So true. Okay, excellent.
Yeah, but that's a
Bill.
good thing. Yeah.
Bill, are you
He
Oh yeah, here, go ahead.
he turns back, comes to you.
Are you agreeing to what you've proposed? That is your proposal.
I have one small addendum, which actually I would like to look at as a sweetener for you. Yes, what we have talked about is sufficient for us. We all get the choice of one of your many items in addition to the ones that you've already lent us, which we shall maintain. Our agreement will be concluded, and you shall take this magnificent sword that once is a family heirloom, right? We shall return it to the family. But in addition, we know that possibility of the future of being able to slay this your mother, to take out this thorn in your side, this grand ambition that you have. We don't want to negate that possibility in the future. So one thing that we propose, and Pongod actually mentioned, I thought it was a brilliant idea, is that if by chance we happen to cross paths and deal with this agonizing headache of yours, your mother, in the course of our travels in the future, we shall return for a commensurate reward to be agreed upon at that time.
You're
So that
saying
we shall not say
outside of the
Yes.
agreement, if you slay my mother,
yes.
that you would hope I would pay you something for it.
Yes. Well, and implicit in that is the idea that if we happen to cross paths with your mother and we are in a position to do so, we shall endeavor to slay her.
Right? Like we'll remain friends after this. Not just business, not just business associates, but pals. Well, allies, I guess is probably a better word.
We have enjoyed our business dealings and would like to be able to have some more in the future. And if we can do you a good turn, we would just like to formalize that you would do a good turn for us in our stead.
Here is what I propose.
Well,
Here is the terms I will accept. You return to me the sword. You return to me those tomes you spoke of.
Certainly.
In exchange, we'll consider our deal concluded. I'll not send the immortal warrior against any who would threaten your world directly. And you would not come for me, nor I for you, for a year and a day.
Just to be just super specific here, I just want to make sure that when you say your world, you mean Wyrmloth.
Yes.
All right.
Is that
Just
not your
being clear.
world? Is that not where you're from?
Well,
We just like to be explicit.
we're
That's
sort of
where we
citizens of the
hedged for
plains now,
sure.
you know.
Wyrmloth.
But specificity in agreements is always great, you know.
Oh, I would consider our bargain concluded. Yes, you may keep those items, curses removed, and you can go in peace.
Be well.
With the and
I don't care for that whole thing, by the way. I don't like the whole be well thing. Not a fan.
fine. And we would have a selection of additional items, of course, right? That was part of it.
No. If you're really not greedy dragons anymore, what do you care about getting more treasure?
Oh, because the it's not about greedy dragons, it's about having a fair deal.
It's nor is it about treasure, but about strength.
You're escaping
Something you
from
can
this
appreciate.
with your lives more than most would have expected.
I mean, we would hope that this bargain would be amenable, and there would be no need for threats. But...
One item.
Okay, let's go.
Deal.
But God, what? I mean,
Yes.
Your
one item
friends seem
each,
to
yes?
agree. Little
My
dragon.
friends.
One item.
We get to choose it.
No. We'll let the winds decide.
What does that mean? You know what? Fine.
He
No,
waves
it's-
an arm, and you guys feel wind rush over you, and like a wind seems to like ripple through the stuff. He's basically sending a wind down into the thing. Jed, since you're doing the primary thing, would you roll a D100 for me?
I want to roll high or low.
This is a more random thing, so I cannot say. It's going to be somewhat alphabetically, I'll tell you that. So
11.
in 11. Son of a fucking fuck. Okay.
Good reaction.
Roll a D4, and on this you want to roll very low.
Can I roll it again?
Did you roll 4?
I might have.
Only because you have the luck stone on you, I'm gonna let you roll it again. Speaking of which, we never rolled your guys' luck for the day.
4.
4.
Damn me for being honest. Ugh.
One match.
Oh, I was wrong. You do want to roll high on this. I'm an idiot. I misread. Okay. Out of his stuff, you hear like clanging around, like up through some sort of, like kind of these giant hallways, but then flying out here. And this is actually a sword that is more scaled for his size. It would be a little sword for him. It's like you guys don't really wield weapons, but it would be more scaled for you. This sword, kind of like you assume that in his hands, the sword of the Gales would get bigger, and this one kind of would as well. But this sort of large sword careens, and lands on the ground. Now, Lord Buku-Bazan, from where you are standing, 4 was actually good. I would have let you keep your 4 when I realized I was wrong. Lord Buku-Bazan, from where you're standing, having rolled an 11 on magic item table you're looking at a blade. It's a long sword. Oh, no, it's not a long sword. Wait, it could be any blade. Doesn't matter. None of you will wield it. It's a sword. Who cares? There's a sword of gold and white leather sort of grip with this like gold inlay, and the sword itself seems to have a slight gold. The blade itself has a slight gold to it, but there's also almost like a rainbow iridescence on it. The hilt has a wishing well symbol that is connected to Wenha. This is a luck blade with 3 wishes in it.
What? That's insane.
Because you rolled a d4.
Wow.
So I'm sorry I said roll low, because I was reading it backwards.
now-
I thought it was a thing. I was like how many were taking off.
Well, now
apologies needed.
I
This
is three
suppose
wishes.
I suppose then it's good. Hang on, I don't want to speak this tongue for this. I suppose it's good that now we can give a sword to Lagak, that the person who's most concerned with our survival, to have 3 wishes.
Yeah.
There's none of us are going to wield this toothpick that we were just given.
Wow. Wow.
So many
awesome.
wishes. So many wishes.
So, and it's in their Wenha wishes too. You suspect that this is you honestly suspect that this is really similar to the Ring of Wenha. It's like this is a sword that priests of Wenha have put their wishes in for people in the future, and this one is all full up. Bill Bluster looks at it and says, Wenha, who needs her silliness anyway? Leave me the Sword of the Gales.
We have an agreement.
I
Very
hand him the
well.
sword.
He takes it,
Do we
and the
need to-
sword grows massive in his hand. It and like winds begin swirling around it. This huge kind of. Now, a year and a day. I won't mean you harm after that time. But
All right.
What?
don't move against me.
We had no desire to at any point, nor will we.
Got enough of our own housekeeping to do without looking to the outside.
To be honest, I doubt that we'll be even think about you. Really.
Well, so that you don't. Be gone then.
Got this.
But
Can I just stop by to the major domo on the way out real quick?
Shiroko will kind of see you guys out.
Shiroko, before we completely take our leave of this, I just
Yeah. Well, are you going to so important for sort of various Columboing? Are you going to stop him in this room? He seems to be moving to the doors with you.
Oh no! I can do this. I just want to have a word before, literally before we depart. I don't
Understood.
need to do this in the room.
So as you're getting to the door of the throne room, Bill Bluster, in full on Archfey Peter Falk mode, will say, "One more thing.
Oh boy.
With our deal being done, the amber eye may be upon you. Exercise
what does that
caution.
mean?
The Sphinx in amber.
That doesn't sound
Of
so
course.
bad.
oh, we like Sphinx.
Just be aware. It's not like you've had much to do with the Fae, have you? Beyond me. And where is your little Archfey friend? Your
Oh,
representative?
he's having a good time on another area.
He's canoodling.
Well. the
He's
Sphinx,
multi-dimensional now, I believe.
as he take back up with Kogma.
Last we saw.
Fools all. The Sphinx in amber shows you the way to get to Deserezin. You should be careful. I say this as not a friend, but for a year and a day, I'd better give you a word of warning.
Thank you
Deserezin is very
very
easy
much.
to leave, but it can change you. Old magic and all of that. You notice that Bill Bluster's shape is changing now that he has this sword. He seems more kind of voluminous and sort of just like almost like a cape is forming behind him.
Hmm.
But that's all he wanted to say to you.
That's all, huh? Well,
Cool.
You guys
wanna
walk out
leave
and
now.
yes, Shiroko
Yeah.
sort of, well, I am glad to see this come to this end, dragons. This is better than you dying and letting her have that sword. my master would have been most displeased. Oh,
Yeah, I don't
before I
think Will
forget.
would have liked that either.
And you guys did give him back the tomes, correct?
The
Well,
ones
I
we'd
mean-
read, yeah.
The ones you've read. So, over the items in question, Shiroko is the one who actually did this. Shiroko will remove the curse from the battle standard of infernal power, as just Franklin is just shouting a blue streak. Will remove the curse from the bronze horn of Valhalla. She will say, "Will this make the people who come out of it less yucky?" And Shiroko will say, "Probably not." And then also the shard of the Izarun that you have, that, you know, whatever that's on, no curse. There we go.
Right.
Cool.
Just out of curiosity, since like we're like friends and neighbors and all now, like what would be Bill Buster's favorite casserole? Or yours?
Once again, Andrew is out. Andrew did not care for the question.
At a very appropriate time.
Apple, maybe. Apple casserole.
Shiroko says, "I don't know what a casserole is.
Oh, well, you're gonna love it. I'll make sure to send you all one. You guys are gonna love it here.
Is it a weapon?"
No.
I think it's one of those.
It's a revelation, is what it is.
It's something religious, maybe. It's a book.
I would say, Lord Buku Bazan, give me, God, it's an analyze with, even with everything, even if I give you half your dice, it's still a 10. 10. Roll 10.
Oh, that is.
And you get to change
No, I
one
thought it was
after the
bad. It's
fact.
not. I have a quadruple trophy and a triple talisman.
Wow. Either way, incredible. You can kind of lean over and let Tongart know, if you care to, that you don't believe these elemental air beings need to eat.
I'll save that for when we actually leave. There's a
But
quiet time.
Shiroko seems confused and unfamiliar with what a casserole is, but fair enough.
I whisper to him, "You'll love it."
The drawbridge is open, the storm is around, but you now, golly, dragons. Wait a second, you've completed another quest.
I turn around and I say, and one more thing.
Shiroko is just sort of hovering there. What? What is your
Breath
other-
smells.
You want to
Don't
talk, dragon?
Oh, sorry. Oh, sorry. We should go.
Yeah,
God, when
you
did
got
he do something to you?
You just gotta end. You just gotta end in a power stance. Just classic negotiation tactic.
Elon's really good at negotiating, you guys.
Really good. Mm-hmm.
All the negotiations always end with the other people storming out and saying, "I can't believe you're like this." It's really effective.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that one's. Yeah, I get that. I get. What are you thinking?
Lagaku has been here this whole time, I suppose. Actually, or would you have left her down there?
No, she's here.
She's here. She would have floated up and she'll just sort of
Yeah,
say,
probably.
"Ah. All right, well, I think we've been here a while. Perhaps it is time to get back down on a lower ground or an entirely different plane altogether."
Are you thinking what
maybe.
I'm thinking? You thinking what I'm thinking?
Wyrmloth?
I think it might be time to go home.
Think it's time.
Before
Yeah.
we go, I would like.
Well, I was actually thinking Jello shots, but yeah, that too.
I have.
You want to go
these-
find the hag to make you some jello shots?
yeah.
Yeah.
Rainy Rot, yeah.
I have this pair of winged boots on me, and I like shoes very much, but I think maybe Lagak could use them since she cannot fly on her own. Is Lagak a girl or male or female?
Lagak is female.
Okay.
That reminds me though. Legok may already have a means of.
Yeah, I think
What?
she does.
I think she already has. I think that's a very kind thought of yours. Let me just look at her.
I mean, just look at her. See?
No, she does not have a. She does not have a mean of flight.
She's
yet,
just
so yeah,
right
that
on the
would be-
ground, just sitting there on the ground.
Oh no, she does from her dragon thing.
But then sometimes she comes up. See?
So
Slightly
apologies.
levitating above the ground in a seated
That
position.
is right. The dragons grant a fly speed to their dragon sworn. So Professor Garfor gave it to her. So sorry.
Yeah,
about, So sorry about the back and forth there, Elon.
So I'm keeping.
No, but
my
it's
boots then.
it's like she feels like.
Yeah. So sorry. So sorry. But so yeah, are you guys going to are you going to activate that amulet for the first time ever, Lord Buku? To Wyrmloth?
Does it can we control where we land?
Yeah.
Actually,
No, maybe.
I think
Doesn't matter. I'm telling you, I know exactly where I'm taking us, regardless.
I assume we're going to Dragonkind. I don't think any of us have a choice in
Where
that.
else do we go,
Oh my
baby?
god! Oh no!
Well,
I
I
just
am
don't-
Lord
you
and
guys,
manor of the place.
Listen, seriously though, don't eat the salad because they have some weird germs here. Okay?
I would have really liked to go to the swamp and check on my stepfather.
Oh, great amulet of the plains, take us from this land that we are currently in and back to our plane of origin, Wyrmloth,
No, we're
and
not.
the hall
Yeah,
of
say
the
Wyrmloth because our-
Byzantine, our great family, roost, where all the peoples bow down before us.
Wow, that is like the.
How does
the
that? How does that? Like with your height though? Like how does that? Well, I guess they would need to bow down
so.
to be
roost-
to
smaller.
be able to
elevated.
look up.
To be
roost
Yeah.
is
smaller
elevated.
than you, they would need to make themselves.
So you have
very
asked to go
small.
to the
The
great.
roost is elevated.
You've asked to go to the
Elevated.
Great Hall of Byzantine. Okay. First of all, everybody roll 4d8. I need your luck rolls for today. We totally neglected to do
Oh,
this.
yeah.
Uh-oh.
I
Why?
got one
Why?
match.
Why is he asking for that?
I got a pair of threes.
Pair of threes. Great. Then you
That's
have
my- that's
5
my
luck.
ring.
Yeah.
What are we doing with runs again? Runs you get to re-roll?
You get to
Or
re-roll
no?
for free. Roll.
Okay.
Why not?
Love it.
I don't get no. I have nothing.
Understood. So you're at 3 today. Tongart,
One match.
One match. You're at 4. Lord Buku, go ahead and roll 5 dice with your luck
Nothing.
roll here. Luck roll. You're
Nothing.
at 3 today then.
I'm so smart.
Lord Buku, luck is on your side. XigXag, are you carrying the luck blade right now?
Amulet. This amulet is way worse when.
I don't know. Well, I guess so.
Wait, the amulet is way worse. How?
Oh, because normally it's I think it's an intelligence roll.
Oh,
right?
no. The luck has. You are going where you've said, no question. That's not what the luck is
Oh.
about.
Something else.
It's like
Oh.
what's gonna wait
I guess
for us.
maybe if
Okay.
it's still standing or not.
That's more the situation.
Oh, that's probably true.
XigXag, what do you have?
Pair of threes.
Pair of 3s, okay.
Oh, do you want me to roll again?
No. What were you asking? Sorry, I said that.
No, nothing. Yeah.
I'm hoping for a real Robin of Locksley coming home in men in tights myself.
Ooh. I'm gonna. Ooh, okay, so. Okay, here's the
Harmony?
situation.
Harmony,
You were
right?
asking me
That's
if
what we're
I was
going for.
carrying the, like,
Brilliance.
luck
Oh yes,
blade.
are you carrying the luck blade? That is my question.
Well,
I'm
I
so sorry,
guess
XigXag.
since the original sword was mine.
XigXag
I
has the
might
luck
be.
blade at present.
Question
Sure.
for you, real quick, about the luck blade.
Yeah.
It has 3 wishes in it.
Mhm.
The luck ring
No
has
wishes.
room for 3 wishes.
That is true. Communing with Wenhawk could probably put the 3 into the one to move them.
That's
if
what I
that's
was
you're
thinking.
asking. Yes.
I was
Wenhawk
thinking that
could-
might be better, and then we can actually give the blade to Lagak.
Or you could just give the blade to Legok
Oh.
because you all each have 1 wish and Legok is there for you. And always give NPCs wishes. That's what I say.
Yeah, I don't know about
Yeah,
that.
that's-
Leave her 1. Leave her 1. Come on.
One, sure.
Yeah.
sure.
All right.
Yeah, I would say
Yeah,
that.
you're gonna want the person who is most concerned with our success or survival have the ability to wish us back to life.
So, with
Really good point, actually.
with
Very
that in
good.
mind, you cast the plane shiftings. You pull yourself magically through the planes. That amulet with like that sort of, you can see like a cosmos within it. All sort of like bends and fractalizes, and you all kind of have this moment as like the world stretches out around you. But unlike when you went into Kogma, it wasn't horrifying. It feels more like hyperspace or something rather than like geometry is bad. You're pull. Suddenly, the 5 dragons and 1 Lagok find themselves standing in the Great Hall of Crowneth Bazonk, I think is the name of that city. Hold on. Of the place.
Oh man, there's a lot of mirrors everywhere.
Crowneth Bazonk, yes. The capital city of Crowneth Bazonk in Lord Buku Bazan's hall. There in Crowneth Bazonk. What you see within this hall are a bunch of rough-looking bipeds who seem to have been in the midst of some kind of, like, argument about, you know, like, well, if Iga is dead, we still haven't seen her. We're not sure she's dead. We can't assume this, but the dragons are, someone must marshal the forces. Why not me? And then suddenly behind them, 5 dragons and Lagok appear.
Ooh,
and
attack,
these hardened
attack.
people sort of turn back and look like
Delicious.
they're sort of like moving to like grab swords and grab arrows. I guess dragons, what would you like to do?
Giant breath. Just
breathe.
massive.
It's just instinct. It's instinct.
Just my huge. I've been waiting. I've been holding it in.
Yeah.
Really.
Go.
From my back.
Do they look like native Bazankin, or are they?
These do not. No, these do not
No,
look like the
Oh,
that's
Bifrost
a
Bazan.
good. That's a good question.
These
That's a good
no,
question.
these look like the. I mean, it's. I'm pretty sure Ellen will be doing this no matter what. These are like invaders. These are like. This is a war party. Seems to be using this as like a local thing.
I would like to grab one of them.
Okay. You're gonna pull one out of the fire for interrogation purposes, presumably.
Am I big enough to like just grab one and hold it in my hand?
No, you're the size of a person. You're a medium-sized creature.
I thought I grew a little bit.
No,
Did I not grow at all?
You took all the things so that you would stay small but be really strong. You can.
So this sword,
I'm gonna say
the sword is actually perfect size for me.
the sword is great size for you. I'm saying, Lord Buku, you could grab a person and like pull them out of the thing, and you have wings. You're intimidating, but
Sheesh could do that though.
I'll
Sheesh could.
assist. I'll assist Buka doing that.
so
I'll kind of like I can just kind of stand over and like shield them both with my
you
wings,
can
so they're
grab
sort of like.
one.
Can
Sure.
I just point at one and ask you, Tonga, just grab him.
Sure.
Grab that one.
Do you want like the leader of this? Do you want the person who was saying "Why not me" as the leader?
Don't care. The one that's not going to get burned alive by Elon and XigXag.
Yeah, whoever Buku points to, I'll go for.
Okay.
I don't know that I would be that.
You wouldn't care.
Distinctly.
I'm just going to do an evens odds then for myself. Cool. It is not that leader one. You're grabbing another one. Okay. You, Tongart, go ahead and grab, Tongart, this would be, wait, are you really bad at, coordination?
Yes,
Yes,
I
you
am.
are. Then just have it be a lift. Just, it's a pull. It's a full muscle.
I
You're
mean,
just
I
muscling one
can be
over.
bad at this. That's fine.
Yeah. Well, it's harder too. And then Elon and XigXag, go ahead and breathe your worst.
What do I roll for that breathing?
It's the top thing in vitality, actually. So XigXag, you have a DR2 for your breath. I believe
What is that? What does that mean?
Honestly, it's me for my head. It's how much sort of like damage resistance is overcoming. In this context, it's kind of all a thing. Elon, you're getting to roll 7 unless you want to add extra dice so you can max out on this. You could spend 6 power to max out this roll.
Okay. And oh my gosh. And I get to change one of them, yeah?
You get to change one. And I'll say this, you could then spend 5 power and change another.
Quintuple weapon.
Quintuple weapon. You don't want to change and do 6?
No, that was with changing room.
Oh, that was changing.
I had a quadruple, so
You had a
yeah.
quadruple, so you got 6. Okay, great.
That's nice.
XigXag, how did you do on your breath roll?
I have double artwork and double trophy.
Which one would you like to go with? They're both. I would say actually it's trophy. It's vindictiveness. That's what you
Trophy.
should go with.
But I want to say that I'm doing whatever I'm doing it beautifully.
Sure. So I will say that XigXag, you kind of we'll phrase it like this actually. XigXag, you sort of like fly up, and like there's a few like up on. So there's kind of like a like they've repurposed some of the perches as almost like a balcony, and some of those guys are like running to like grab crossbows, and so XigXag, you just kind of fly up there and like burn sort of their little like wooden structures down. Tongart, what did you roll for your lift?
Triple tome.
Triple tome, no problem. You just grab one and kind of move out of the thing as Lord goes like, ooh, get me one. I'm also going to say Shishu is probably just like chowing down on a few. The few of them who were like ready to try to attack, like are coming for like raising swords, Shishu just like on top of just gobbling up. Elon, with your quintuple success, you just burn like a fire that, all of you dragons now like kind of are sort of like immune to fire. Your fires are gonna be out, but even you all are having to shield your eyes at the white hot intensity as just Elon like does this, and as when Elon's breath also lasts to double the any of yours, so it's just this like just like turning this thing into a furnace. When it's over,
I am become death.
the floor is glass. And there are maybe some darkened spots where bipeds remained, a few sort of like leather straps, there bits of metal pieces. There's metal kind of slag around that had once been armor and weaponry. There's a few minor little magical trinkets that are now just like coated in soot and such things, but buried there. But you have taken out this whole war party, just kind of caught unaware.
Awesome.
I think the glass is a good aesthetic. Actually, it's a little bit of updated. I think you could, might take some thought about that.
I would keep it, Boku. I would keep it like that.
Oh, that felt good. Felt really good. It's been a long time. It's been a really long time.
I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Do you know what my what this throne room looks like, or should I describe it?
Please describe this one. Yeah.
So just from memory, I can't speak to its current state, and I will let
what it
Lord
used
Master
to
kind
look
of
like.
clarify.
Yes.
But what it used to be was this vast hall, about a football field in size, with gold mirrored, like upstanding mirrors all the way around, with gold inlay within the framing, within the mirror, a gold frames around it, and then in between all the the different columns of mirror and the different pillars that hold up the roof that are kind of attached to the walls that go up in this kind of faux, Romanesque type of a look. There are all these, massive frescoes, just showing the history of the Byzantine, going from at the entrance, starting with the very deep history and the founding of Byzantine, and the great father, Bazan, the great founder, all the way to the modern, with an empty spot there for for Lord Buku. It's like the last panel shows like the birth of this yellow dragon, everybody fawning over it.
Give me another luck roll.
Sure. I'm gonna keep going as I roll.
Yes,
this for you
please.
here.
It's weird how the dragons keep getting smaller and smaller.
That's a double 7. Yes, the dragons keep getting smaller and smaller. Like Bazan the father was like massive in size, and then it keeps getting smaller and smaller. But the floor is like this white marble with gold inlay within it, and like that's frescoed out. Like it has like this. It's designed like a giant dragon on the floor, like a giant yellow dragon, all in gold. And then at the end, there's this huge roost on this massive pedestal, with like little stairways for the bipeds to get to, which of course that's what Lord Buku uses these days. But it's this massive kind of nest, and it's a silver kind of twig designed nest, but it's filled with used to be filled with like pillows and all sorts of wonderful things.
So,
and it's a dome top with the not it's not just glass, but it's like a what do you have in cathedrals, right? That
Sounds a
know,
bit
what
Stained
stinky,
glass
honestly.
or
yeah, like a stained glass that had like different
Yeah.
designs and stuff.
No, it's really it's a little
it's like there's a movable window so you
Yeah.
could fly in
Very,
if you
very
need to.
old school,
So-
old,
Lord
old,
Buku, this is
very,
all what you remember of
not
this
very
beautiful
modern
hall.
Lovely.
at all.
Gorgeous.
That the dome top has not been altered other than that the window seems to have been closed so that dragons cannot come through it. Like they've ironed that off so a dragon couldn't come in here. All of the roosts have been repurposed as like platforms. So they've hastily built wood all over those. The beautiful gold fresco of a
Very
dragon on
well.
the floor might still be there, but it is currently covered. It also just might have been melted by Elon's kind of incredible breathing. The mirrors all seem to be in place.
incredible
But
breath.
because you rolled sevens, which is, I'm doing a rare situation of using the negative for negative. Your luck rolled 7, which is vindictiveness. All of the frescoes depicting your family have been broken and defaced. Carved off by the bipeds during their occupation.
Bastards.
I feel good. Actually, you know what?
For killing the bipeds.
No,
That's
not
it.
for that. Yeah, no. Actually, no. To be very clear, no, I feel good about exacting the revenge, and I think I see that. I'm gonna go over, and I'm just gonna kind of like bring Buku in, just like nestle him to my bosom,
I'm just.
and I'm just gonna like hold him for a second because I'm like, I get it.
I just look at Lagak. I'm like,
Lagak kind of just glares at the sort of Lagak kind of like kicks over like a skeletal charred hand of a biped who wasn't quite in there, and it just turns to dust, and she just kind of glares at the one that Tongard is holding, and that one that's what I was gonna do. Tongard, would you please roll a D100 for me?
oh, sure.
Don't let them define you. Don't let them define you.
83.
83, he says. Boring, but fine. It is just a human. I was having you roll on the reincarnate table to see the species of biped. It's a human.
Friend, I think we're gonna need to give them a minute so they don't just sort of like devour you or char you, because you did sort of destroy my friend's entire family history that was on these hallowed walls. So we're just gonna kind of sit here for a second. I wouldn't try to leave. That wouldn't be a good move for you.
Buku's just going to push Alon off of him gently. And then he's going to
And then Elon just like holds you a little bit tighter and it's like shh.
Buku just like
Like a
kind of
cat.
and pushes him off, and if he keeps holding on, he's just going to like kind of knee him in the nods and leave him on the ground for a little bit.
I'll also mention that Shishu, I forgot that Shishu had this ability. My God, Shishu is back to full power because she ate 4 people. So Shishu's just like kind of spitting a boot out. Why is Buku sad?
Fantastic.
Oh my God, I'd feel so bad if somebody did that to my selfies.
Buku's gonna look at the human and then very slowly stalk towards him, just like one step, another step, until his face is literally just like right in front of his, and just stare at him.
Buku, we might need him for information. You can eat him later.
You're a traitor, Dragonborn.
Oh, that's not gonna go well.
You too, Orc. You're both traitors.
Buku lets his wings just fly out, so he knows he's not a Dragonborn.
What a weird Dragonborn.
You know what, Buku? I take it back. Eat him.
Huh?
Yeah, there's probably more that we can
No,
find
eat him
outside.
slowly.
Stomach's a good place to start.
One limb at a time.
Who's your leader here?
Well, I serve Eager Orkbane. And we're part of the Grim Hunt, and these dragons will.
Which one was Igor Orpain?
Anna's character. I guess I should be going with what I should say. That's what I said already. I know you. I could have gone with one of your others.
Igor is dead, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Oop,
There's the
again,
book.
we don't.
You don't know
Sorry.
that, but yeah.
Oh, I don't know that.
No, you guys
Why?
don't know
Why
that.
don't?
Because
We
why
played
not?
as those characters,
played
but
as those
we as the
characters, but your
dragons didn't
characters
witness
were-
any of that.
you guys were hiding on the edge, ready to leap out as soon as the
Oh,
mist
we were
parted.
not there.
No,
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
We didn't watch the battles.
you don't know
All
what
we
happened.
know is
you
that the
just know-
pharaoh died.
You know the pharaoh died because you got out. That's all you know.
But you know what? I can lie. I'm pretty sure she's dead. They are all dead. They're gone. One thing is sure, they're not coming back. No, we fixed it. We fixed it good.
Make a
You're
deception
fucked.
roll, XigXag.
That's not deception, it's true.
You just said that you could lie.
You literally said a lie.
Well, massage the truth a little bit.
I mean, it's immaterial because your intimidate and deceive are the same thing, but you are
What is
lying.
deception?
It's
knowledge?
will, it's deceive.
Will?
It's 3 dice.
Of course. Ooh! Triple trophy!
Wow.
Vindictiveness.
done.
I'm taking vindictiveness.
Well done.
Kind of.
Yes.
Wow.
Then
Invader.
then I'm kind of looks back at the just no one left of the thing. I guess I'm the leader of this band. There are other
It's a
leaders, of
war.
course, in the capital, which we've renamed Grimtown.
Don't
What a
worry.
dumb
we'll
name.
eat them. We'll eat them all. I'm pretty
What is your
hungry, to be
branding?
honest. Ooh,
Grimtown.
brains.
is a
I will
very-
be collecting brains.
Grimtown is a very appropriate.
What kind
name.
of shoes is this
And,
guy wearing?
Hold on.
Luca's
Vanda.
gonna bite his face off.
Okay, go ahead and you don't have to roll for that. It's fine. If you
Fuck this guy.
gobble this person.
Yeah, double go.
Kill my family. Oh. Oh.
all
I
right.
want his shoes.
XigXag you can easily take. It's just some combat
Grim-
boots.
Yeah, boring.
Grimtown, like they mustered all this people. They gathered up all this power, to come into our realm and kill our most powerful dragons and lay waste to our capital. And Grimtown, like that's the best
Yeah,
they thought
that's
of.
what they
No,
could
I know,
come up
that's what I'm
with.
saying.
Grimville, just Grimville's even better.
Oh yeah,
man.
no, they
That's
they
not very
really
imaginative.
the brand sensitivity of these. There's no accounting for taste.
I think you guys are missing like the well, that's fine. They're trying to be like purposefully dismissive of your whole civilization, you know, like it's fine. The point is,
We are
with-
not getting it.
with this, you've destroyed everyone who was here at this muster point, and
Hey,
Luca's gonna
Fri-
go climb into the nest.
climb up to your desk, kind of knock off some of the easier to knock off pieces of, you know.
and
Are there
I
any,
wanna-
any prisons or
Hold on,
something?
Vanda. Yes, Pierce.
Okay. No,
yeah, and
sorry.
I see him like look as he's climbing up in that. So I just look around, just like, I think we're home now. And Buku, I would love to hear a story about your family in these halls.
Luca just kind of looks around at all the murals.
Because these are just pictures. They're not the stories.
Boswell and Keen family is one of long lineage.
Yeah, like did your great aunt always have a penis growing out of her face? And he points over to the mural.
I think that might be the graffiti, Alon.
Oh.
We grew numerous and wealthy, but as such, we always had infighting. An insatiable quest for power, I now see, not of our own making. My father, however, was the strongest of them all. The most ambitious of them all. He flew higher and faster, bit harder, was fearless, more cunning than the rest. He was able to poison one sister, have a second one framed and banished. A brother of his fell to mysterious circumstances. So one by one, he took away all competitors until he himself seized the throne.
Oh my God.
Sounds
He-
good. Sounds right.
Was the pinnacle of my family.
Yeah. Sounds like us.
Yep, sounds very capitalistic.
Mm-hmm.
When I was born, my folks knew that I would seize that mantle and take it to the next step. They had no other children. I have no siblings. Because they put all
Oh.
their faith in me. And now our family stands here in ruin. Our history marred, our people subjugated, our land taken.
But
But I promise you all this, and I swear this upon the memory of my family and the ancestors that still stay here. We shall take this land back. We shall rebuild, not just Bazankin, but Wyrmloth as a whole. This may not be the story you asked for, but this is a story we will tell, all of us, together.
I think now, yeah, I
Dragonkind.
think now. I think now.
Together.
Yeah, slow clap, slow clap.
The only one we can hear is Elon based on his mic setup.
Specifically
as-
turned on musicians
just
sound
whispers
for this
silently
moment,
to-
for this beat, for the bit. I turned it on.
I could hear the sound quality change. XigXag, were you up to something while this was going on?
Oh, I was just wondering, maybe any dragon-friendly bipeds survived and maybe were kept prisoners or something. Could
you
I
guys,
find them?
That's
could we
probably some
find
stuff to do,
something-
sort of in a more
right.
subsequent kind of looking around.
Just
I'll
find
say,
out what's going on in the whole world.
I'll say that while you guys are doing that,
information.
Legak kind of maybe goes and like peeks out the main doors and sort of kind of gestures like it's kind of empty out there, like out in the courtyard. But off those words and off that slow clap, that's where we'll end tonight's episode.
Nice.
Well, very good. That was some real Odysseus coming home to the suitors situation. If you remember that, some
Yep.
real. Let's. Oh yeah, you guys were in the wrong place here. Well, very good, everyone. Good stuff.
Wow.
So you a little bit of progress was made in today's game.
We turned in our first quest.
I would say that
Yeah, we did.
that I feel like more story happened in this game than in a typical 6 sessions while you were in the Dreadlands.
Yep, true.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
And more fighting.
And
Yeah.
fighting and everything. Although this was not a fight. This was not.
No.
I mean,
Slaughter. This was slaughter.
Don't consider this a combat. This was.
we not only started
This
a
was
conversation,
justice.
we finished one.
Yeah. There you go.
That's impressive.
That's something you almost never done. Well, thank you so much. I do, however, I have a few scheduling notes and updates based on some availability of players because, and myself, because we are now entering the dreaded holiday season, which is both fun and full of cheer, and also means scheduling is become a nightmare. So, next week, you're gonna have another one of these games. We're not gonna be playing Strange Lore next week. We don't have the players for it because of travel. So we're gonna be back with a dragon game 1 week from tonight. But then on the 19th, there will be no game at all. And in fact, that will extend from the 19th through, we won't have a game the 19th Sunday or the 20th Monday or the 22nd Wednesday, because that's like Thanksgiving week. We might have a Blood from a Stone on the night of the 24th, maybe not. That will kind of depend on what time I'm back. I think I land that morning or that afternoon, so we'll see how that goes. But we're going to have a few days off for sort of this. We will then resume. So there's going to be kind of an extra, we're going to have 2 dragons in a row, but then an extra long break from them, because we will be back with Strangelore on the 26th of November. So the next time we see the dragons after next week will be the 3rd of December. Barring me finding out everyone's like, oh yeah, we're traveling the 3rd of December. You get the idea. So yes, so dragons again next week, Strangelore the 26th, and then we're back on a normal schedule. Tomorrow we have Theme Party, our Lego game. Nothing weird ever happens there. You're just a lot of singing and nonsense. On Wednesday, we are back with Lost Lore Academia. Come join us for that. I think we have a big reveal of how things have gone with the Tome of Tales and a sort of top flight based event that's been going on the past 2 weeks. So come check that out. And then on Friday, we are back with Blood from a Stone, our horror game, where things are kind of also picking up in weird ways. And actually, I think though we have a lot of threads open, the threads are going to start kind of closing in at this point as we sort of bring the story to a little more focus for the next phase, which will not be quite as wide-ranging. And then, yeah, a week from tonight, we're back with more of this. Go to our Discord to interact with us. Go to our YouTube to watch old episodes. Go to our wiki to read all the cool stuff that Sophia and everyone have posted there. Would anyone like to... Who usually starts this when you guys do plugs?
Andrew.
It's usually me.
Andrew, what do you have going?
Well, after a week off, we'll be returning this next week. I think we're going to do Wednesday and Friday in the afternoon for a little bit longer, like from 3 to 5. But check my Discord. I also post when I'm going live here in the Long Lost Lore Discord. I have to see how the week turns up. But we're playing Chants of Sinar, which is an incredible indie game based on deciphering language, and it is phenomenal. It is gripping. If you liked Obra Dinn, you'll love Chants of Sinar. It's a linguistic Dark Souls. But you can also see some incredible content over on Pierce's channel.
Sure.
Because, my channel is here. Andrew's trying here on Twitch.
Yeah, over. So hang out. Come tomorrow around 1:30 p.m. We'll probably be finishing God of War Ragnarok pretty quickly. And I will. We'll be starting up a new game that will, as dusk falls, I think is what we're gonna try out, which has a Twitch integration where you'll be able to vote. So it'll be a bit of vote on choices and dialogue stuff. So
Very fun.
come hang out and interact, and we'll play the game together. And then on Friday we'll be, and then Wednesday uncertain yet, and Friday we will continue our Alan Wake remastered playthrough. Also, quick thing before I forget, thank you to JKG Brandon for subscribing for 19 months now.
So many months. Thank you so much.
And then Jed, what are you up to?
Well, what am I up to? Such a good question. This last let me just sit down and talk with you guys for a moment here. Last month or so, I've been traveling a lot. Been doing a lot of things. I was at TwitchCon a couple weeks ago. I just went to. I just spent the day at BlizzCon yesterday, which was actually pretty darn fun.
Oh,
Had
cool.
some Diablo people. They have a Diablo tabletop RPG coming out at some point.
Wow.
That's fun.
So that's
Feels on
kind of
brand.
cool stuff. But yeah, so I'm probably going to be, one of the things I've been doing lately is I've been streaming a little Dragonair. I'm going to be planning on streaming some more Raid Shadow Legends. These are mobile games that I play typically. You can find me at Deadwood Jedi out here on Twitch and on YouTube. So I'll probably be doing some of that. I know me and a few of us have been talking about doing a Diablo stream at some point because we all like playing the game Diablo, so that might happen at some point here. But I'm very excited to see everybody else's things, and we're I don't know, we'll cross pollinate a little bit here. And yeah, I forgot to say, Brandon JKG Brandon with me in TwitchCon. We,
Oh, nice.
Shared an Airbnb. Yeah, drove me down there. It was a really fun time.
Awesome.
So, yeah, that's all I got going on. I don't know, Wanda. Do you have anything fun happening?
Nope, got nothing.
Okay.
Well, everyone,
Appreciate that.
thank you so much for watching. This has been a lot of fun. We'll see you next week for more. But until then, oh right, this is the one I make up a different closeout every time. God, I need to. It's 44 of these. I bet it's been 44 winners. Well, after tonight, it's been 43 up to this point. Until next time, the bigger the drag, the harder they on. Good night, everybody.